Hello all, Plant Whisperer here. I'm just gonna show what everything looks like after you've watered. I think I did a video on that, but I was just gonna show it again. See how everybody's standing up nicely. There's the cat parade over there. There's Cinnamon. So, let's see if the bees are back yet. Everybody's standing up pretty pretty. It takes them a while to uptake the nutrients, and I really try to nutrient very lightly because it does take time. And if you water too much on a hot day, then it gets soaked down at the bottom of the pots, and that's where disease comes from. Mold, bacteria, root disease. So you have to be real careful. There's a real balance on watering, which I found out the hard way. There's a little buddy. Don't really see any more. There he is. He probably doesn't like me messing with him. I found out that the other day I was outside and I was moving some stuff, and the bees were headbutting me because everything was in bloom and they don't want me near their territory. And this bee was, I was trying to film a video, and this bee was just headbutting me. And finally, it was swimming around my hands. And I was like, what the heck? So I put my phone down. I had a white car, so I put the phone down on the car, and guess what? The bee flew right onto the phone. So my theory, I'll do what my friend Susan Jane used to say. My theory is that the Brontosaurus is thin at one end and much thicker in the middle and thin at the other end. And it's my theory. It just reminds me of Susan. She passed. She was an ex. She passed from uterine cancer, and it was horrible because she was a very smart person. Lived in New York, upstate New York. She could speak, read, and write 7 different languages, and she got her chair at Harvard, at the Black Women's History Museum. She was a curator, and she had just gotten her chair, and she passed pretty quickly. She held on for a really long time, and she took experimental drugs, which didn't much help. Maybe it expanded her life some, but she had a son and a wife, and it was very sad. Still hurts, but sometimes when I'm in nature, I feel like I can connect to her. She took me, her being a history buff. She went to Smith College. She's a Smithy. Smarty pants. She took me on the Freedom Trail in Boston. It was great. Sorry, I lost my earpiece. It was great, and it was so fun to get it from her because she could tell me everything. And we went to Salem and Old Ironside and a bunch of war places, and we went to that place that's in New York where they act like, you know, that time's there, and so that was very interesting. You get to see what life was really like back there on the farm, and good thing we didn't go when it was snowing. One day we did go, it was snowing. They had the big fires and the cabins, and it's pretty cool. Just a time I like to share. I like to think about all the good things we did. We did a lot of fun things. She taught me how to cross country ski. She's Swiss, very Swiss. And she taught me to ski cross country because where we lived in the middle of the forest in upstate New York, Ithaca, near Lake Cayuga, and she would teach me the step. And so the Swiss, you know, they have a song for everything. And she would go hop, swish, hop, swish, hop, swish, and hop, swish. And that meant you left leg, right leg, hop, swish. I'll never forget that. And then there was a scientist, a biology scientist that she knew that was doing studying in Alaska. So we got to take care of her Alaskan Malamute. I forget what the Malamute's name was, but I rigged up a harness and she'd pull me on the cross-country ski trails. Well, there were no ski trails. We had to make our own trails. But that was a lot of fun too. There were, on my land there grew wild red potatoes. Funny. Right by my steps to my porch. I was pretty far away. And, you know, the steps were, I don't know, like 2 or 3 tiered steps, which was fun in the ice. Let me tell you something. But there were just these wild red potatoes everywhere, and I just dug them up and ate them. They were really good. So we only got one little buddy. There's more. Usually this is covered. Busy pollinating. And then I found a section over here in the lemon balm. They were buzzing the lemon balm too, but the lemon balm's almost done, so I have to clip it. There's some new buds right in this area. You could see the little yellow buds. These are seeds. So what I do is I just grab a big handful and throw them in the pots, because lemon balm is really great to repel insects, and they also attract, I think there's a little teeny bud right there. They also attract beneficials. And yesterday, when I was out by my orange tree, I found one of these big old double-decker dragonflies, and they, from what I understand in my studying, they are eat the most bad bugs than any other bug. They can devour mosquitoes and all kinds of bad bugs. I hope they don't eat good bugs. I heard that they might eat butterflies, but I really don't know. I have to study them. But anyway, I was glad to see them because, hey, my orange tree needs a little bit of help. I always wait. In fact, we can go look at it now. I always wait to see. Just because there's a bug there doesn't necessarily mean that you have to kill it right away, because many times nature comes along. There's another kitty. Nature comes along. Oh, there's more kitties. We're going to surprise the kitty. I wonder if the turkey's back here. Nature comes along and it has its own way of healing. But I noticed something was jumping on my, I think they're leaf miners. And if they're leaf miners, then I have to spray. You could see half-eaten leaves there and some. That's why I thought this would be a good area to let the praying mantises go. So there were 2 nests that I bought. They come in a little cup. You never know too, because just because you see a spider web, spiders are ferocious eaters of bad bugs. So if you have spiders and they're not eating your leaves, then you're good. There's some more. It's getting pretty hot already. So sorry this is a long video, but. And then my tree, peach tree's having problems. I think it's got some kind of disease. I've been watering it, but they say if you water it too much, that'll hurt it too. So I've just been building a mound down here. And this is where I store my chicken stuff. That's 2 years buried. There's a big hole underneath that. Sorry, I'm in your picture. So She may or may not make it, but she likes to provide fruit. They say to pull the fruit when it's sick, but I'm not doing that because the peaches are so dang good. And that's pretty much it. I always leave water out for insects because the bees and the dragonflies and the butterflies and all that, they need water on a hot day. You'd be surprised how many bees and yellow jackets and all those guys. Yellow jackets are great. I used to hate them. I was afraid of them, but then I learned that they feed on the bad bugs. So they come in here and get a drink of water, and I hate to see them drowning in there, so I'll go ahead and then I've been working on my apple tree right here. She's doing much better. I read that they really like to be fertilized, and this particular apple tree was bred and grafted for 5 different kinds of apples, so I probably shouldn't have bought it. I probably should have just got one that did one, but I thought, oh, what the heck, I'd give it a shot. So it's doing much better, and I read that the apple tree needs a lot of water and it needs a lot of fertilizer. So I buried some of the aged chicken poo, and I've been watering it. Looks like it's doing a pretty good job. I also learned that whenever you have a fruit tree and the fruit falls off, you definitely want to put it in the mix on top, because I guess fruit trees like dropped fruit. It covers the ground for them. Yeah. Well, that's about it. I don't see the turkey back here. At least not today. You should have seen the look on my face when I walked out here and saw a big fat turkey. That was pretty funny. You have a lot of work to do. These right here are really good plum trees. In fact, I could probably eat a plum right now. I have 2 growing, one there. You can see it right there. I think I've showed you that one before, but I show you this. Look, here's a plum right here. These are European plums, and they're really good. Super sweet. Pick a few of them. And then usually, you can see, I wash them off all the time and treat them. They grow like grapes. They're everywhere. And then that's one of those trees that's for jams. It makes the pectin. Well, see, it's a Christ or something like that. A crimson, not a crimson, but a Christ. There's a better look at the peach tree there. You can see it's not real happy, but I might be able to save it. On the top of the orange tree. Back looking for bugs. There's a chomper. Right there. Chomping on the leaves. Something will come along and eat them. I found that to be very true. Someone will eat the bad bugs that are chewing. That's usually earwigs. That's why I set these earwig traps on the can down there by the thing. I got a lot of them, but not all of them. Ooh, there's a big hole. Look at that. I wonder if we can find out what's eating it. Yeah. You always have to look on that. Looks like ear might be in it. Look at this one. They didn't even barely leave a leaf. I'll let them have it though, because that's part of life. It's a cute little orange right there. This orange tree is a Valencia. And it makes giant oranges. Very juicy and sweet. My lawnmower, nothing like a Honda. Alright, well, this is the Plant Whisperer. Sorry that took so long, but hopefully it gave you a good feeling in the morning. I don't usually get up this early. Can't wait to have the water system. And then one more thing before we go. Look at the almonds on this. Squirrels will get them. Unless my dog gets the squirrels. This thing's just loaded with almonds, but I notice It has this thing on the leaves. It's like a mosaic color almost. I think it's just needs to be sprayed. I know it's something. You can actually see them really well here. There they are. Doesn't look good. This thing's gotten huge. I bought this tree. It was just a little. This is actually supposed to be a small tree. And I let the pruning get away just a little bit. Alrighty. You guys all have a good day. And we'll see you on the flip side. This is the Plant Whisperer signing off.